And a pleasant good evening to you wherever you might be for this exhibition game between the 78 Boston Red Sox and 78 New York Yankees from Yankee Stadium. Ed Figureoa is on the mound for the Yankees today. He's through one game in the simulated league, and he got torched, giving up 12 hits in 8 innings, 2 homers, walked 2, and struck out 1. In 1978, he threw 253 innings, gave up 233 hits, compiled a record of 20-9, one of the big reasons why they won 100 games in 78, with an earned run average of 299, doesn't strike out a lot of hitters, doesn't walk a lot of hitters, lots of good contact. First up, Rick Burleson, who on the regular 78 season went 248, 5 homers, and 49 RBI. The defensive alignment for the Yankees is Lou Piniella in left, Mickey Rivers in center, Reggie Jackson in right. Mickey has the best range. Reggie has a pretty good arm. Rivers is average, and Piniella, well, you can run on him. In the infield, it's Greg Nettles at third, Bucky Dent at short, Willie Randolph at second, Chris Chambliss at first. Chambliss and Nettles are extraordinary infielders. Dent is average, and Randolph is a pretty good guy. Thurman Munson behind the plate, good range and a great arm. And so that's how the Yankees will line up defensively. The Red Sox lineup is Rick Burleson at short, Jack Grohammer at second, Fred Lynn in center, Jim Rice is the designated hitter, Carlton Fisk is the catcher, Carl Yastrzemski is in left, Dwight Evans bats 7th and is in right, Butch Hobson, the third baseman, bats 8th, and the boomer, George Scott, bats 9th. Dennis Eckersley will be pitching for the Red Sox. So here we go on a beautiful night. 69 degrees. Winds are going out to left center. So here we go. We're underway. The pitch is a ground ball to Figueroa. He throws to Chambliss, 1 out. That's how this starts. Jack Grohammer, the batter now. Jack in 78 went 234, a homer and 25 RBIs. Jerry Remy is a normal second baseman, but he's injured. The pitch is a ground ball to Nettles, or a line drive to Nettles, and it makes the catch, 2 out. 2 up, 2 down for Freddie Lynn. 298 hitter, 22 homers, and 82 RBIs. He swings and drives 1 to right, but Reggie Jackson goes in the corner and cuts it off for the out. No runs, no hits, no errors. After half an inning, no score. Well, before we tell you about Dennis Eckersley, here's how the Yankees line up. Mickey Rivers leads off in center. Lou Piniella is your left fielder batting second. Willie Randolph bats third, plays second. Reggie Jackson, the right fielder, cleans up. Greg Nettles, the third baseman, bats 5th. Chris Chambliss, the first baseman, bats 6th. Jim Spencer is the designated hitter. Thurman Munson is the catcher, batting 8th, and Bucky Dent will bat 9th. The defensive alignment for the Red Sox is Carl Yastrzemski in left, who's still an outstanding fielder. Fred Lynn is an outstanding fielder in center. And the Gold Glove, Dwight Evans in right. Evans has the best arms. Lynn's and Yastrzemski's are about average. Now, around the infield, Butch Hobson, who they give a very generous 6 rating to. He has had a fielding percentage of .893 in 78. Rick Burleson is a shortstop. Jack Grohammer, who is not a great second baseman. And George Scott, who is a pretty good defensive first baseman as well. Carlton Fisk behind the plate and Dennis Eckersley on the mound. In 1978, Eckersley went 20-8 through 268 innings, 258 hits, susceptible to the long ball, gave up 30. He walked 71 and struck out 162. Rivers, 265 hitter, 11 homers and 48 RBIs. And he singles to left. Past Hobson, and Yastrzemski throws it back in. So Rivers has good speed. The Red Sox will watch out for that. And they pick him off. They went to throw to first to keep him there, and they got Rivers leaning the wrong way. He was taken off. So 1 out for Lou Piniella. Sweet Lou .314 hitter in 78, 6 homers and 69 RBI. He singles to right center field, doubles to right center field, beg your pardon, and the Yankees have 2 hits. Jimbo Rivers got picked off. The dimensions here at Yankee Stadium in 1978, 318 to the corner to left, 399 to the bullpen in left center, 408 to dead center, 365 to right center, and 314 down the line and right. So with Piniella on second, here's Randolph. 279 on the year, 3 homers and 42 RBI. He takes strike 3. Swing and a miss. So doesn't take it. 2 out for Reggie Jackson. 274 on the year, 27 homers and 97 RBI. No score, bottom of the first here at Yankee Stadium. Pops one up. George Scott is there, and that's the inning. No runs, 2 hits, no errors after 1 complete. Boston nothing, New York nothing. A good inning for Figueroa. He got through the Red Sox in order in 11 pitches. And they figure him to be good for 125 today. If you're watching on the screen, that's what that number is next to Figueroa. Jim Rice is the batter. He was the American League MVP in 1978. .315 hitter, 46 homers, 139 RBIs, and also has speed. 15 triples. He swings and misses on a 2-2 count for strike 3. The first strikeout for Figueroa on the day. Now here's Fisk. Fisk, 284, 20 homers, and 88 RBI. Oh, that plunked him. Where'd it get him? Got him on the arm. Fisk looks over at Figueroa. These 2 teams have a nasty history, but with no one out, or no one on base, rather, that would be kind of silly to hit him. So here's Carl Yastrzemski, 277, 17 homers, and 81 RBI, with Fisk on first. He flies to center field. Rivers goes over in the corner, makes the grab, and holds Fisk at first. 2 out now for Dwight Evans. DeWitt, 247, 24 homers, and 63 RBI. He flies out to Piniella to retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors after 1.5. The Red Sox nothing, the Yankees nothing. And that brings up Greg Nettles, who won the home run title in the American League in 1976. 276 on the year in 78. 27 homers and 93 RBI. He flies one to left center. Lynn comes in and makes the grab, 1 out. That brings up Chris Chambliss. Steady first baseman, 274. 12 homers and 90 RBI. If you're wondering about pitch count for Eckersley, they're looking at 135 for him. But right now, he's at 20. Chambliss grounds one to Rohammer, who throws to Scott, and that's 2 away. Jim Spencer, who, as you can see from the head, at one point played for the Texas Rangers, is the DH. Not a great choice. I would think that Jackson would have been better, because you have Roy White that can play the outfield. 227, Spencer hitting 78 with 7 homers and 24 RBI. And he sends one deep to right, way back and gone. A home run for Spencer, 323 feet away, and the Yankees lead it 1-0. So that brings up Thurman Munson. In his last full year before his tragic plane crash, Munson hit 297, 6 homers, and 71 RBIs. The pitch, it's a ground ball to Hobson. Throw to first in time to retire the side. A run, a hit on the Spencer home run. No errors after 2. It's the Yankees 1, the Red Sox nothing. So that brings up Butch Hobson. Butch, a 250 hitter, 17 homers, and 80 RBI. He looks at ball 4, and he's on with a walk. It's a full count. Brings up George Scott. 233, 12 homers, and 54 RBI. Yankees lead 1-0 on a Jim Spencer home run in the second. Scott Scott lines out to Randolph at second for the first out. Hobson stays at first, and that'll bring up the rooster, Rick Burleson, who was retired his first time up. He puts one down. Chambliss throws to Randolph, covering first in time, but the sac bunt works. So Brohammer has a runner in scoring position now with Burleson on second. And Brohammer is 0 for 1. He looks at ball 4 on a 3-1 count, and that brings up Fred Lynn. So Figueroa has kind of danced himself into trouble despite not allowing a hit. Lynn pops one up to second. Randolph to the grass, and that's the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. 2.5 in the books. The Yankees won. The Red Sox nothing. And that brings up Bucky Dent. 243 hitter, 5 homers, and 40 RBIs. We'd like to call that fifth one an asterisk. And you know why. Eckersley at 29 pitches. In good shape. 1 run, 3 hits, no errors for New York. Nothing across for Boston. They've left 3 on. The Yankees have stranded 1. Pitch to Dennis, a ground ball back to Eckersley. Throw to first in time. 1 out. Mickey Rivers, who singled and was picked off his first time up. He doubles to right field. Down the line. A good throw from Evans, but it was late. So Rivers is on second for Lou Piniella, who also doubled his first time up. 1 for 1. That's the 4th Yankee hit. He grounds one to Eckersley, who throws to Scott for the second out. Leading up Willie Randolph. Struck out his first time up, the only strikeout from Eckersley so far. Here's a chopper to Burleson. Throw to Scott. The sign is retired. No runs, 1 hit, no errors after 3. New York 1, Boston nothing. And that'll bring up Jim Rice, who struck out his first time up. Figueroa has walked 2 and struck out 1 in his 3 innings. He's at 40 pitches, but is not allowed a hit. And Rice lines one right to Dent. Broke the bat and everything. 1 out for Carlton Fisk, who was hit by a pitch his first time up. Fisk swings and flies one to left. Piniella barely has to move. 2 out. An easy inning so far. Here's Carl Yastrzemski. 0 for 1. And Carl puts this one in the left center. Rivers has good range, makes the play. A perfect 4th. 1, 2, 3, go the Sox. 3.5 in the books. New York 1, Boston nothing. Here's Reggie Jackson. Reggie was retired his first time up. Eckersley now at 40 pitches through 3. And Reggie takes ball 4 and a 3-0 count. Fisk had to make the jump for that one as ball 4 was well wide. And that brings up Craig Nettles, who was retired his first time up. Nettles grounds one up the middle for a base hit. Lynn throws it back in, and so the Yankees have runners on first and second with nobody out for Chris Chambliss, who was retired his first time up. He looks at strike 3 at the knees on an 0-2 count. The breaking ball goes in the first out for Eckersley here in the bottom of the 4th. And now the Red Sox will make a double play. Here's Spencer. He has the lone run of the game. He homered down the right field line in the second. He swings and misses at a 1-2 pitch for strike 3. And Eckersley has found an extra gear here. In trouble in the 4th. This brings up Thurman Munson, who is 0 for 1. Munson looks at ball 4 on a full count. And so they are loaded for Bucky Dent with 2 out. And Eckersley starting to labor a little bit here. They're loaded. Jackson at 3rd, Nettles at 2nd, Munson at 1st, and they'll be going with 2 out. Bucky looks or swings and misses at strike 3. Eckersley strikes out the side. The Yankees leave him loaded after 4. Boston nothing, New York 1. Dwight Evans starts the 5th Figueroa at 50 pitches. At this rate, he could probably go the distance. He looks at ball 4, and a 3-0 pitch shows up at the eye level. And that'll bring up Hobson. The Red Sox have not tallied a hit yet, but they have worked 3 walks off of Figueroa, who normally shows extremely good control. Hobson looks at ball 4 on a 3-1 count. So now there's runners on first and second for the Boomer. George Scott, nobody out here in the top of the 5th. New York leading 1-0. Scott swings, and Randolph can't make a play on it. So the bases are loaded with nobody out. It hit his glove, and that's an error. So they're loaded for Rick Burleson. It's Evans on third, Hobson on second, and Scott on first. Not a lot of speed. A single probably would not score 2. Let's see what Figueroa can do. Double play would help him a great deal. Here's the pitch. Line drive to Randolph. 1 out. That's a big one. And that'll bring up Jack Brohammer, who is 0 for 1 with a walk tonight. He goes over and hits one down the line. Randolph is there. Infield fly rule is called. 2 out. So they're still loaded for Freddie Lynn, who was 0 for 2. The pitch. He swings and misses. Strike 3. The Sox leave them loaded halfway home in the Bronx. It's the Yankees 1, the Red Sox nothing. So Eckersley comes out for the 5th at 68 pitches, 5 hits over 4 innings, the home run, the lone run to Spencer. He has walked 2 and struck out 4. Mickey Rivers is 2 for 2. He has singled and doubled and was picked off at first, trying to steal in the first. He grounds a base hit into left field. So let's see what they do here. They throw the pickoff throw, and Rivers is back safely. He's going. Then the pitch out is in time for the out. So for the second time this afternoon, Mickey Rivers is thrown out stealing. And that brings up, well, that's still a sweet Lou. He is 1 for 2 with a double. It is 1-0 New York. Fanilla has a 1-ball count on him here in the top of the 5th. 1-6-1 for the Yankees, and 0s for the Sox. The pitch. Fly ball to left. Yastrzemski barely has to move. 2 out. And that brings up Willie Randolph. Willie is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Randolph grounds one back to Eckersley. He flips over to Scott, and that's the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. After 5 here at in the Bronx, it's New York 1, Boston nothing. So here is Jim Rice, the designated hitter. He is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Figueroa has walked 4. Hit a batter, and then Randolph error, and the Red Sox have stranded all 6. There's a fly ball to left. That is going to be off the wall. There goes the no-hitter. Rice goes into second. That's a double. And you wonder now, at what point do you start to get bullpen action up for the Yankees? Because Figueroa has not been sharp. Here's Fisk. He's 0 for 1. Also was hit by a batter. Hit by Figueroa earlier on. Swings and flies one down the corner. That's going to grab the wall. The game is tied as Carlton Fisk doubles. And that brings up Carl Yastrzemski, who's 0 for 2. So the Sox finally got on the board. Yes. Singles to left. Fisk will hold at third. Since there's nobody out, you don't want to make that error of being the first out or the last out, and they seem to have Figueroa on the ropes. Here's Dewey Evans. 0 for 1 with a walk. The pitch. He looks at strike 3. The 1-2 pitch caught the outside corner, 1 out. And now with Hobson up, the Yankees are open for double play. The pitch. There's a single to left. Piniella couldn't get to it in time. Fisk will score. Yastrzemski stops at second. The Red Sox go ahead 2-0. And that brings up George Scott, who is 0 for 2. Scott flies one to left. Piniella goes over. Runners hold, 2 out. For the Rooster, Rick Burleson, who was 0 for 2. He grounded out to the pitcher in the first, sacrifice bunt in the third, and lined out to second in the fifth. Burleson grounds one to Nettles. Bang, bang, play. And that's the inning. 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors, 5.5 in the books. It's the Red Sox 2, the Yankees 1. And this will bring up Reggie Jackson, who was 0 for 1 with a walk. Eckersley 6 hits through 5 innings. Walked 2, struck out 4. And Reggie pops one to first. Scott's there. 1 out. 74 pitches for Eckersley. Figueroa is at 105. Here's Nettles. 1 for 2 with a single. Pops one up to Brohammer. On the grass at second. He's got it. 2 quick out. Here's Chris Chambliss, 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Chambliss lines one right to Brohammer, who's got it. It's a perfect 6th. No runs, no hits, no errors. After 6, Boston 2, New York 1. Jack Brohammer, the batter, 0 for 2 with a walk today. 2-1 Boston here in the 7th. Figueroa grounds to Chambliss. Brohammer grounds to Chambliss. Chambliss takes it to the bag. 1 out for Freddie Lynn. 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Figueroa's pitch count now at 108. It's good for about 125. He swings and lines one to Randolph for the 2nd out. Brings up Jim Rice, who doubled and scored in the 6th. 1 for 3 today. Also has a strikeout. Probably Figueroa's last inning. So let's see what happens. Rice pops one up. Chambliss goes over by the second. Makes the grab, and that's the inning. Stretch time in the Bronx. Boston 2, New York 1. This brings up Jimmy Spencer. Jim is 1 for 2 with a homer, an RBI, and a strikeout. Eckersley at 81 pitches through 6. Spencer lines one to Scott for the 1st out. So that brings up Thurman Munson, who was 0 for 1 with a walk. Munson, the number 8 hitter in the New York lineup. Munson singles to shallow right. Evans throws it in, and the Yankees have their 7th hit of the night. For Bucky Dan. With 1 out, I don't think they're going to bunt. Popped up. Scott's there in foul territory. 2 out. For Mickey Rivers, who has been picked off the base twice today, but he's 3 for 3. He singled twice and doubled. If you're looking at the Red Sox 8th, it'll be Carlton Fisk, Carl Yastrzemski, and Dwight Evans. Rivers goes 4 for 4 as he singles to right. So 1st and 2nd, 2 out for Lou Piniella, who was 1 for 3. That hit was a double. Willie Randolph is on deck. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th inning. The Red Sox lead it 2-1. Piniella grounds one to Burleson. He throws to first in time. So that's the inning. They'll strand a pair. No runs, 2 hits, no errors. 7 in the books. Boston 2, New York 1. Carlton Fisk the batter. Fisk is 1 for 2 with a double. An RBI. Drove in Rice and scored the other run in the 6th, top of the 8th. Can't imagine Figueroa is long for this game. Fisk swings and drives one deep to left. And it's caught by Piniella. Lyle is stirring in the bullpen. But they're going to leave Figueroa out for one more batter. Wasn't a hit. That was a long loud out. Kari Yastrzemski, the batter, he's 1 for 3. Yeah, singles to right center, and that will be it. Sparky Lyle will come in to pitch. He'll give you Figueroa's line, 7 1/3, 4 hits, 4 walks, 3 strikeouts. He is charged with the 2 runs on the board already and is responsible for Yastrzemski on first. Sparky Lyle in 78 went 9-3 with 9 saves. He was their closer when they won the World Series in 77. Wrote the book The Bronx Zoo, and the Yankees went out and acquired Goose Gossage. Sparky pitched with an ERA of 3.47 through 111 innings, 116 hits, walked 33 and struck out 33. He's a lefty, and as you see from his picture, he was a member of the Boston Red Sox back in the early 70s. Dwayne Evans is 0 for 2. He has walked once and struck out once. And he grounds one to third. Nettles goes to Randolph for 1. They don't throw to first. So it's a fielder's choice. Yastrzemski is retired. 2 out. Evans on first for Butch Hobson. Hobson looks at strike 3. So that's the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. 7.5 down. Boston 2, New York 1. And the Yankees with the heart of their lineup, Willie Randolph, Reggie Jackson, Greg Nettles. Willie is 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Eckersley's pitch count 98. He's good for 135 here or there. Bob Stanley would come in if need be. Randolph flies 1 to left. Yastrzemski moves over to the alley, 1 out. Brings up Reggie Jackson, 0 for 2 with a walk. Jackson to left center. Lynn is there, 2 out. Greg Nettles, 1 for 3 with a single. Nettles lines 1 to Burleson. That's the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. We're through 8. Boston 2, New York 1. So the Red Sox will flip the lineup against Lyle here in the 9th. Scott, who is 0 for 3. Burleson and Brohammer. And if anyone should reach, Lynn would bat 4th. 2-2. On the corner, strike 3. The second strikeout of the night for Lyle. And that brings up Rick Burleson, 0 for 3 with a sac bunt. Burleson grounds 1 to Chambliss. Flips to Lyle, 2 out. And that'll bring up Jack Brohammer. Or will it? I think they're just going to be... a pinch hitter. They're going to bring in Jerry Remy, who in 78 came over in his first year with the Red Sox from the California Angels. Hit .278. 2 homers and 44 RBIs and stole 30 bases. Lyle delivers. It's a ground ball to Nettles. Throw to first in time, and that's the inning. So the Red Sox go quietly in the top of the 9th. They take a 2-1 lead to the bottom. The total's 2-5-0 for Boston. 1 run, 8 hits, and 1 error for the Yankees. The Red Sox have stranded 9. The 78 Yankees have set 7, And it'll be Chris Chambliss, Jim Spencer, and Thurman Munson. I wonder what they'll do with Spencer. Chambliss is 0 for 3 with a strikeout. And it would help if the Red Sox manager put in the second baseman. So Jerry Remy comes into play second. Eckersley will get to start the inning. I think with any base runners, we'll see the bullpen. Chambliss grounds 1 to Remy behind the bag, who throws to first in time. 1 out for Jim Spencer. who has the lone Yankee run with a home run in the second. He also has struck out. Flies this one to shallow left. Here comes Yastrzemski. 2 out for Munson. So the Yankees are down to their final out. Munson is 1 for 2. He has walked and singled. And he flies one to shallow right. Here comes Evans. He makes the grab. The final score, the Red Sox 2, the Yankees 1. And so let's go with the totals here. Red Sox had 2 runs, 5 hits, no errors. The Yankees 1 run, 8 hits, and 1 error. Dennis Eckersley is your winner. He went 9 innings, 8 hits. A run, it was earned. It was the Spencer homer in the second. He walked 2 and struck out 4. 114 pitches. Wow, he actually had negative stuff and still pitched very well. Figueroa got in there. He pitched rather well towards the end. 7 1/3, 5 hits, 2 runs, both earned. He walked 4 and struck out 3. And Sparky Lyle retired all 5 men he faced, striking out 2. The final score again from Yankee Stadium, the Red Sox 2, the Yankees 1.